What's going on, guys? This is PokeHobs. I'm Jay. Today we have some really big Pokemon reveals. We got some products releasing and dropping very soon. So get ready, strap in. We're going to go over all of it today. First and foremost, hope you enjoyed the Super Bowl yesterday. I know there was some speculation around Perfect Order not being a top tier set because it featured heavily on Zygarde. Well, if you saw the Pokemon Super Bowl commercial yesterday, I think that all went out the window. Zygarde went from being essentially a nobody to being the featured Pokemon at the Super Bowl. So the marketing team behind Pokemon is just absolute geniuses. I know I had some small inkling of hope that maybe this booster box for Perfect Order would be near MSRP. Nope, not anymore. It's going to be over $200 day of release, and then probably just creep up like every other set. So that's just the market we're in right now. But yeah, it's shaping up to be a lot bigger of a set than I think anyone anticipated after they ran that ad. Again, hope you enjoyed yourself and that you're not too hungover today. So let's get right into it. We have the first partner illustration collections. We knew this product was coming out a couple months ago. We've went over it in previous videos. Now, what we didn't have were the reveals of the cards themselves. We now have those. They first revealed them in simplified Chinese, and now they've been revealed for English. So same exact cards, and they look fantastic. We're gonna get right into it. I'm pumped. 2026, end of 2025, the promo game is just so strong right now. So let's go from Generation 7 first. So we have the Alola region. So we have the Rowlet, Litten, and Popplio promos. So these ones, you guys, obviously heavily water-based. The Alola region was inspired by Hawaii. So the sun, the beaches, all of that. And you can clearly see that theme in these cards here. They look great. So they're very, very vibrant. They jump out at you. They went heavily with the yellows and blues and pinks in each of these cards. And what's really cool, what I really appreciate and enjoy about these particular artworks is that they all connect to create one picture. I love it when they do that. It's always a treat. We just saw it in Mega Evolution with the Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, and it looks like they're doing it again on each one of these different regions promos. Super excited about. They always look fantastic on display. So you get these in slabs and you put them on the stands next to each other of your favorite region, like on a shelf like this. It's going to look amazing. You want to slip them into a binder. That's always really fun. We also saw them do that with the cards in 151. So they're doing it once again. And these Alola region ones, again, the artwork, it's just like whimsical. It makes you feel happy. It has that beachy kind of Hawaii vibe to it. And there's a lot of references going back to Gen 7 in these cards. Like if you look at the gyms and the buildings, the items sprinkled throughout the cards, they did a really fantastic job honoring Generation 7 in these promos. Next, let's go back to Gen 4 Pokemon starters. So we have the Sinnoh region. So we're going to have the Chimchar, the Piplup, and the Turtwig. And these ones really heavily focused on the blues once again. Also, though, they're really popping off these cards with the pinks. So pinks and blues really heavily based on these cards. Again, they did a great job honoring Gen 4 with like the gym badges and just the items sprinkled throughout. These are fantastic looking. Personal favorite is the Piplup. What an adorable little card. So obviously these are all going to be starter Pokemon. So they're more cute based than cool based, but these cards have a major cool factor to them in the scenery going on behind them. They just really pop. And then I saved the best for last. I say that because I'm an OG that grew up in the 90s, but Gen 1. So that's going to be Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle. Let's take a look at these here. So on these particular cards, if you guys played the Game Boy games back in the day, take a look at these cards. Tell me what you see. So you're going to see essentially screenshots from the Game Boy games that were spruced up a little bit. Obviously, a ton of color added to them. But that's what their scenery is in these cards, in the Gen 1 cards. And also, like in the Squirtle one, that's my personal favorite of the three. They all look fantastic, but you see the bike there. You remember getting the bike when you were playing the Game Boy game? It was a big deal. So yeah, if we take a look at these, the Bulbasaur, he's jumping, he's in action once again, just like the one from Mega Evolution. What a great looking card. It just pops out. And then that one connects directly to the Charmander card. So we see the gym in the background, the items underneath. I love that there's a little Snorlax down there. And then to the left of Charmander, we have that ghost type symbol. I wish they would have done like a silhouette of like Ghastly or Haunter. I feel like that would have been sick. This one's more of a generic ghost type symbol, but really, really great looking card. And then the Charmander connects directly to the Squirtle. Again, that's my personal favorite. I love the sun and the silhouette of the St. Anne cruise ship in the background. My wife, my family, and I were huge cruisers. We went on 2 cruises just last year. So that's the card for me if I had to pick one. But I'll be collecting all of these. So the illustration collections, they are going to retail MSRP for $14.99. Now, these being some of the best looking promos of all time, we can expect this to sell on the secondary market probably upwards of $50 to $60, unfortunately. So you're definitely going to want to try to get these at release. An easy way to do that would be stopping into a Best Buy day of release to pick these up. Just wait in line and grab them. So if MSRP is $14.99, that probably means GameStop will be selling them for maybe $30, $35. Again, not great, but better than buying it on eBay for $60 right after release. So these are going to sell out immediately. Hopefully they do a great job of restocking these throughout 2026. And then here's the best part. Here's where I'm really, really excited. So this is like the first little inklings and product reveals that they're giving us for the 30th anniversary. And this is just series 1. So there's also going to be a series 2 and series 3 of these collections coming out this year. And if this is how we're starting off with banger looking artwork like this, it's gearing up to be such a big year, especially regarding promos. So again, these are going to drop on March 20th. Now, also on March 20th, I'm going to move away from these cards now. We have the Ascended Heroes poster collections dropping. So these also feature really fantastic promos. They're the Mega Attack Rares. They're so epic. Both of these products are must-haves for any Pokemon enthusiast. They're great. Now, what I like better about the Ascended Heroes poster collections as opposed to the first partner illustration collections is that you can see the promos through the clear plastic on the Ascended Heroes ones. So these will be great for sealed display. Obviously, you can see from my background, I'm a huge fan of sealed displays. For example, like this Charizard Ultra Premium collection, I love it. To me, the downside is that there isn't Clear Plastic where I get to enjoy that Charizard promo. So I love it when they do that and really appreciate it. So again, March 20th is the release day for both of these, the Ascended Heroes poster collections plus the first partner collections. Both I feel like are must-haves. This is gearing up to be a very expensive year for any Pokemon fan. It's the 30th anniversary, so they're pulling out all the stops. And then not only that, but we have new artists in the Pokemon game, like my boy Dan Chow, which is making the top chase cards from previous sets and sets coming up just out of this world. So the artworks are getting better. The sets, the Mega Evolution series is a huge fan favorite. People everywhere are loving it. So my point in saying all this is because it is going to be such an enormous year for the Pokemon hobby, scalping's going to continue to be an issue. You have to have the notifications turned on to try to pick up product at MSRP. And if you miss out, I highly recommend picking up the singles if you have to. I know it's not as fun, but it is what it is. And I want to talk about budgeting for this year because again, when these products are as good as they are, when the promos are as good as they are, and the top tier cards and sets are as good as they have been in the last year or so, it can add up and get crazy expensive really fast. So I'm going to put a link here at the top of the corner to a video that I did a while back about Pokemon budgeting. And I know it's ridiculous that we even have to talk about that, but if you're in the hobby, you know, especially if you're working when a lot of these drops happen, the secondary market, it's very expensive. So I go over all the ins and outs of how my wife and I budget around just our household groceries, fuel, mortgage, and Pokemon. So we have to fit Pokemon into the budget. We don't just want to throw everything on a credit card and end up overspending. So planning ahead is key when these products are as good as they are, you guys. So take a look at that. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below which one of these starter Pokemons are your favorite. They're all looking super good, and I couldn't be more excited. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace.